Right now, the rabbi is busy preparing for Yom Kippur services, which begin on Friday at sundown and mark the start of the most holy day of year for the Jewish people. However, he is doing so in an environment of destruction, squalor, and a mounting humanitarian crisis. In a series of emails to supporters around the world, which were provided by a supporter of the Chabad of Puerto Rico congregation, Rabbi Zarka provided striking documentation of how a bad situation immediately after the storm has transformed into a truly desperate one today. On top of that, the house where the rabbi and his wife live sustained significant damage when Hurricane Maria blasted across Puerto Rico as a Category 4 storm on September 20. In a message on Friday, hours before the start of the enchanting but solemn Kol Nidra service that begins Yom Kippur, Rabbi Zarka reflected on the deteriorating situation in Puerto Rico. I know that this Yom Kippur, in the shadow of the utter destruction inflicted on us by Hurricane Maria, will be unlike any other we have experienced yet, he wrote. In these final hours before we will stand in front of the Almighty asking for His compassion and understanding, I implore you to hear our pain and demonstration the very same compassion and understanding toward the humanitarian crisis we are facing, he wrote, asking supporters for donations that would go to rebuilding the temple and also helping Icelanders of all faiths to obtain food, clean drinking water, and other basic necessities. The temple where the rabbi will be leading Yom Kippur services beginning Friday night will hold fewer people this year than during Yom Kippur's past, since so many members of the congregation are leaving the island. Rabbi Zarka's Chabad organization has flown aid in with the help of wealthy Jewish supporters abroad and distributed it to areas in desperate need of help. They've also helped arrange flights out for people, too. The organization also partnered with a community service organization called PR4PR to distribute humanitarian aid. In Friday's dispatch, the rabbi wrote that the island is experiencing an unprecedented exodus of tens of thousands of people desperate to be relieved of the unbearable conditions. The rabbi, along with his wife, Rachel, issued a plea for help from the mainland of the United States, at the same time as criticism has mounted against the Trump administration's sluggish and ineffective storm response. Yet at the end of the day, the rabbi and his wife are working toward re-establishing their home and rebuilding their congregation, just as millions of others on Puerto Rico are struggling to pick up the pieces and rebuild, too. Over the last 10 days, we have seen much of our hard work compromised for the indefinite future. Yet, even as our personal living quarters have been constrained to a 12x12 room with air mattresses at Chabad, we are hopeful for the future and consider ourselves privileged and fortunate to be in a position to help others and lead by example, they wrote. We look forward to the day when we can welcome you back to our beautiful and restored island.